Thursday and will miss a minimum of 4 games. An unfortunate blow to the team. The earliest we could see Hunter back on the field would be November 30th against the Titans. It's 66 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
Well, we made it all in one piece, but one Travis Hunter certainly now down for at least 4 games with a knee injury. That news broke during Jaguars Today while you were joining them, Tom, earlier. Yeah. And look, we saw the injury pop up on the injury report yesterday, and we all thought, that's not good. A knee injury when you're at practice and you're obviously limited. And then we just had to wait until Liam Cohen met with the media earlier, and he did confirm that he will be going to injured reserve. But designated to return is what it looks like as of now, so that's good news, potentially, that it won't maybe
Did they announce that? I don't think they announced that.
So the Jaguars haven't officially put that out yet.
He's at least 4 games on there. We
That's
don't know
what
if
we've
it's
seen.
any further, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully it is just 4. But when you hear non-contact and knee...
you immediately think it's a torn ACL.
Well, I tore my ACL on a non-contact.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean he did,
Right.
but I did meniscus and ACL.
Okay.
Hopefully it's just the meniscus. It's very painful, but you come back from that. Like, you could play this year for that. Obviously, the ACL, you're done for the year. Or maybe it's the MCL, inside. It didn't detach from the bone, so it's just going to heal up. We have to wait and see. And sometimes the swelling's so bad, you got to wait till that goes down till you really can get the MRI and figure out what is actually wrong. But nonetheless, he's gone for at least 4 weeks. And what a dagger.
Yeah.
Jeez, right? It's like the big dagger in the side. And you're like, oh, like he got me when I wasn't looking. And just terrible news to hear yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, we've already had the conversations of certain players that need to step up, and then now you're losing a player. And we've had this conversation when he was drafted. If Travis Hunter gets hurt, you're worrying about both sides of the ball in certain aspects now, and it's reality, at least for the next 4 weeks now, of what that looks like. And it's unfortunate because we were getting to the point where we were talking a ton, including Beasley, about how well he's been playing on the defensive side of the ball. They were just talking about how they wanted to see him more offensively and make him a bigger part of that offense. So we were all kind of getting to the point where we're like, yes, it's like time we are going to see Travis Hunter, and it's time to start talking about him. And then now this happens, and so it's unfortunate, but it also is time for some of these guys to step up that we've been saying. Yeah.
It's the ultimate team game.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to do when your teammate gets hurt. He was really coming to his own. That's what we're all upset about. And he's a nice young kid, and you feel bad for the kid. I mean, he was really coming into the offense. And on defense, he could line up and do that press man-to-man. I mean, he was really getting good at that. They're going to miss him on both sides of the ball. But, again, like you said, other guys. And it's not just the receiving room. The O-line, you got to step up, man.
Yeah.
Lawrence, Trevor, you got to step up big time. Even Josh Hines-Allen, you got to get going, man. Like, the defense has got to come through for the team this week, right? You got to be able to get to the QB. You got to get to Geno Smith. You got to disrupt everything. So it's not just the wide receiver room that's got to step up. It's the entire team that's got to step up.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it ad nauseum, how the stars on this football team are not playing up to the level that we expected them to play, and certainly Sunday is a massive opportunity for those guys to do so. You talk about a Brian Thomas Jr., we all thought his season would look obviously very different than it does now. But because Brian Thomas Jr. is more of an outside receiver, to me, I think Parker Washington now more is going to be put on his plate with Travis Hunter down for 4 games.
Let's call up De'Ami Brown, shall we? I know he's been injured, but all throughout camp, we're like, wow, he's getting open. He's making catches. Trevor's putting it on the spot, and they're getting his chemistry, and then it just hasn't really evolved during the regular season yet. But maybe this is a game that it can. But I agree with you on Parker. He's going to have to be huge from the slot.
Yeah, you asked the question earlier this week, Lauren, and we had the conversation with Bees on Tuesday about which player would have the most yards at the end of the season. And I picked Travis Hunter, so this obviously affects that because at least 4 games you're not having him now. But one of the biggest things for me with that and why I chose Travis Hunter is what he does after catch. No other player right now on the team is doing that. And when you talk about his yak yards, which are important, him being able to create other things once the ball's in his hand, we haven't seen that from BTJ. BTJ, even last year, I think was more of a get down the field, get open, and he would have those big 40, 50-yard catches. But it wasn't like you were counting like Travis Hunter. We've seen some broken ankles already from some of the things that he's been able to do. That's massive because those plays just kind of initiate dictate a lot of things when it comes to momentum, but getting big first downs when you need it. And if you don't have that guy who can get those yak yards that Travis Hunter has been able to do, and no one so far has shown they can do what he was able to do.
Brenton Strange would be the only other one, but obviously
I think
tight end,
Parker's
not
got
a receiver.
but not to that level, but he's got a little wiggle.
Yeah, but the offense overall, look, they had an extra week to be able to figure out what wasn't going right. And we did know that Travis Hunter was going to get the ball more as a receiver in the second half of the season, or post-bye, not exactly second half. But at the end of the day, we don't want everyone to be thinking now, well, the Jaguars can't win a game because Travis Hunter's not on the field.
I don't feel that way at all.
I don't think so either. And you're playing not a great team here on Sunday in Las Vegas. We are here, by the way, Circa Resort and Casino, the Stadium Swim. If you're watching on the live stream, we'll show you a little panoramic here in a little bit so that you can see what we see with all the pools, the sunshine, the massive sports book here as well. And we have some Jags fans
out
that have already come to hang out with us. We also hope you're coming tonight to the Huddle Up at the Overhang Bar. And if you haven't RSVP'd, please do that. But how's Vegas been for you so far, Tom?
It's been good. You know, it's same like last time. I start early and I go to bed early. But it's been fun. It's been fun. Last night I had a good time on the blackjack tables. I did not win all my money back. I'm down about 90, I think. I don't think I'm much more than that. But it was fascinating because I sat next to a guy that literally dropped in, and in 10 minutes he had won over $1,000 at a $15 table. I'm like, what is going on? I gotta step up. Yeah, so I kept side-eyeing him, see what he's doing. And anyway, I ended up doing okay. But I sat at the bar at Barry's and had a steak last night. That was kind of nice and quiet. And just good. The problem about being out here for me,
nice and quiet, aka doesn't have to sit with Taylor and Lauren talking the whole time.
No, it was nice and quiet, if you know what I mean, in this big old beautiful casino and resort. But it was nice, and I do like doing that. I like hanging out. I'm very, very, very comfortable hanging out by myself. Yesterday, we had a great time down on Fremont Street. That singer was incredible.
Yeah,
doesn't Jacksonville need more of that?
We do.
Come on, street performers are awesome.
And I am general, and obviously all three of us are big music fans in general. So I base a lot of the things I do, even at home, around live music and where live music can possibly be.
But I do think times we're not talking.
But I do. We have so many opportunities and places that they could do that type of thing, and so it would be cool. And obviously, there's a ton of musicians that come out of Jacksonville, so I know you have the people that can do it there.
Right.
But yeah, it is. That's one of the coolest things. Is Fremont's wild, but when you are walking down Fremont, there's all sorts of different street performers.
So cool.
We saw some yesterday just doing handstand
flips,
bendy things, I don't even know, contortionist type stuff they're doing, and it's just wild. But you get a little bit of everything here.
Yeah, and it is Halloween, so we've heard it's going to be a really wild time here. But we always appreciate Circa Resort Casino.
I went back to the Irish pub this morning, Hennessy's. I had a Guinness and an egg and bacon omelet, and it was phenomenal.
Nice.
It was, and right in front of me was "Welcome to downtown Las Vegas," a big sign. The problem was the glare, or the shade was over it, so I tried to take a picture with my Guinness in it. I couldn't see the sign, so I scratched the whole light.
So you were on from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time. So was breakfast and the Guinness before that?
No, after.
Okay. I didn't know if we're talking about 6 a.m.
No, listen, I was up at 2:30, because it's 5:30 back home, and then I tried to go back to sleep. I'm like, let's just get up. And I roamed a little bit. It's amazing. It's amazing when you wake up. So it's I don't know, probably 5:30. No, maybe even 4:30 local time. Go downstairs. Boom! It's 11 o'clock.
All of a sudden, I know.
Yeah, they say New York is the city that never sleeps. I don't think they had been to Vegas when they said that, but obviously the nickname here is Sin City, and again, you can tell why that's the nickname when you go to Fremont Street. All right. So speaking of injuries, so Travis Hunter obviously will miss the 4 games. Caleb Bransaw was put on season-ending injury before the season started. These are the rookies. Wyatt Milam, we still haven't seen a bunch from him because he was injured to start the season. The offensive lineman, and then Jalen McLeod, the linebacker, was put on IR before the season as well. So several of the rookie class, unfortunately, dealing with injuries. Look, we know that's how football is, and that's why when people are doom and gloom about Travis Hunter missing the next 4 games, it's look around the league. Yeah. The Ravens were able to win without Lamar Jackson. The 49ers have been able to win without their quarterback in Brock Purdy and having Mac Jones step in. Obviously, when you go past quarterbacks, you can go down the list of teams that have won in spite of injuries. And so that's what, if you are a good football team, and we still don't know if they are, but if they are a good football team, they compartmentalize this and they move on and they went on Sunday.
Yeah, I think for the fans and, some people, if we finally got some positivity with Travis Hunter. We went
First
up to
career
draft
touchdown.
him.
Yeah.
Well, even before that, going up to get him.
Yeah.
He's going to play both ways, first time since 1960-something.
He never stopped smiling.
Yeah, he's a superstar in the making. Is finally coming together, and then boom, we're doomed again. Like here we go again with the injury. But you are absolutely correct, because there's plenty of guys on that team that need to just play their game, and you'll win. Hey, if you don't beat the Raiders, then you got an issue being even considered a playoff team, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you don't beat her, and there's no disrespect to the Raiders, they got enough players on this team to beat us.
Yeah.
For instance, if we don't pressure Geno Smith, he will carve us apart. You don't think that guy can throw the ball? He absolutely can still throw the football. Brock Bowers is coming back. I don't know how we're going to handle him. I really don't. Wingard can't handle him one-on-one. You might want to put Antonio Johnson out there to give you a little bit better of a chance physically to keep up with him. Maybe Ashton Genty goes off. I don't know. Maybe our O-line doesn't play like they're supposed to play, and next thing you know, you lose to the Raiders. If that happens, then I'm going to be really ticked off when I get on the show on Monday and beyond. But it's just going to show that you're not that quality of a football team. Yeah. But if you go into Las Vegas and you beat the Raiders, I'd like a little handily, but not, you don't have to dominate them, but beat them like it's never like a concern at all. Yeah. That'll show that you're a mentally and emotionally physically strong team.
Yeah.
And you have to show that. Look, it's a cruel game. You're lucky it's not your QB.
Yeah.
You're lucky it's not
we
Trent
dealt with
Ready.
that the last 2 years.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So anyway.
reminder, the Colts beat the Raiders 40-6 in Indianapolis. This one's obviously on the road. But still, as far as the way that you should win if you are, again, a dominant, good football team. All right, we've got more to do on the other side, including Tom's takeaways. Derek Stevens will join us, the owner of Circa Resort and Casino, right around 2:30. And, by the way, our thoughts and prayers with you back at 10 Next headquarters. RJ, since you're not feeling so well, we hope you get better soon.
Yes, sir.
I'm dying.
We'll DoorDash you some chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, get him some soup.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, it's 10 to XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
From the Greenlaw Group Studios.
The guy you don't want to be busy during the game doesn't wear a helmet.
You gotta fix me.
Keep the team doctor on the sideline.
Listen for the Farah and Farah Injury Update.
Jacksonville.
On 1010XL, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass. They say you're going to see a big difference, but what does that really mean? It means a live local person on the phone, a smooth, easy process, skilled craftsmen, and excellent customer service all around, with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed. Visit LeeandKatesGlass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Helmets and Heels Crown Royal Friday.
Calling all poker players. The leaves are falling, but the poker is hot at Best Bet St. Augustine. Cash in on all the excitement with InstaPay every day, game day lucky seats, and daily tournaments and high hand promotions. Then don't miss out on the $400 no-limit hold'em, $40,000 guaranteed St. Augustine Championship, November 29th. Best Bet St. Augustine, off I-95, exit 311. For all the details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Learn everything you need to know about the Jaguars on Duval Rundown. I'm Hayes Carlyon. Join me each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning at 9:04. You can find Duval Rundown on all the social channels of 1010XL.
Driven by Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside.
Leonard Skinner is coming home, and they're bringing the Stars and Stripes. Celebrate Southern rock and American pride with Leonard Skinner Rocks the Red, White, and Blue. It's a special night to support St. Michael's soldiers and the brave men and women of our armed forces.
Singing songs about the Southland.
Saturday, November 8th at Daly's Place. Tickets on sale now, only at Ticketmaster. Daly'sPlace.com for details. Be there when Skinner rocks for those who serve.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $3,600 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,700 five-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design help us get organized at home. They create custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Closets by Design will transform clutter into seamless organization. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation, but only until October 31st. 18-month financing is available. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Hey, Jaguar fans, Tom McManus here. Crown Royal is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. This season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with the Crown Royal rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with the generous spirit. Visit crownroyal.com/royal rig for more info on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. And remember, please drink responsibly.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dan Hicken with a game changer. I've tested the field, and Checkmate Coatings is my new go-to for durable, jaw-dropping floor coatings. Better play, better results.
I'm Brendan from Checkmate Coatings. Our precision coatings make your floors the MVP of any space.
Slam dunk your floors at checkmatecoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Taylor Dahl. I'm Lauren Brooks, live with you at the Cabana overlooking Stadium Swim at Circa Resort and Casino. RJ Saunders back at 1010XL headquarters, fighting through some sickness. So again, hope you feel better, RJ. All right, time now for Tom's takeaways.
Now.
Okay, it's go time.
Tommy's takeaways. Jacked up by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We are here for you. Veteran owned and operated.
All right, my takeaway today from Stadium Swim at the Circa Resort and Hotel, beautiful spot, is that football is the greatest team sport known to man. And it's always been called that because you got to rely on your teammates each and every play, each and every game. When one of your players gets hurt, obviously you feel terrible for that player. I've been hurt a couple times, so I know how that feels, but the team feels just as bad for you. But what that means is other people have to step up, and that's across the board. That's from the play caller, from the head coach to the play caller to the players executing the plays. It's time to take over and show what kind of team you are. And I think by the way they respond to this and the last two games that they haven't performed well will show what kind of mettle this team has. And that is my takeaway today. Brought to you by our friends at J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
Well, we thought that Liam Cohn was presented a challenge when it comes to having a player play both sides and having to schedule and having to teach, obviously, the position coaches especially, too, teach Travis Hunter all that. Well, now Liam Cohn certainly has a challenge ahead of him. And as far as team has pretty much stunk the last 2 weeks and then obviously had the bye week. That's true adversity, right? Like the lightning delay to start the season, he kind of joked about that. Like, that's not real adversity. This now is adversity. Are your players bought into your culture? And to me, that's what we're going to learn on Sunday. I don't know that we can measure how good this team is going to be the rest of the way if they beat the Raiders by a touchdown, right? Like, that's a great thing. You obviously want the win. But I don't know how much we can measure this team from the team they're playing on Sunday. But obviously, if Liam Cohn's team, again, has a ton of pre-snap penalties and, again, looks undisciplined in general, then I think we're going to start to wonder, how is he doing as a head coach?
Yeah, and I think that, too, when it comes to changes in how they are approached, because we've had the issues already. Brenton Strange goes down. You don't see anything near the production that Brenton Strange had. Devin Lloyd goes down. You really obviously are missing Devin Lloyd since he's gotten injured. And so you don't want Travis Hunter, which unfortunately now is on both sides of the ball, for things to just totally unravel because you've kind of already seen the start of that. And so we've also heard so much that they were already now this last couple weeks changing their game plan to fit Travis Hunter into it because coming at BTJ and drops and other things that weren't working. So now all of a sudden, now they have to pivot really quickly because this whole bye week, they were probably talking about, all right, let's make Travis Hunter a bigger focus in this offense, and then you lose him. So now you have to go back and start to reevaluate things. And so it's going to be really interesting to see how and what Liam Cohen and company do, having to quickly pivot back to other options. And I'm guessing BT, you got to be wide receiver number one, and you got to play like it.
You got to think that after the injury, Liam told his staff, hey, call the wife. You're not coming home for a while. We got to redo the strategy. We got to redo the game plan.
On a
we got to
Thursday.
figure it out. Isn't it? Yeah, on a Thursday, right. Well, look, credit to my father up in heaven. He used to say, what have you done for me lately, Tommy? And it's so true in the National Football League. At 4-1, Liam Cohen was the darling of the National Football League. Is talking about Coach of the Year stuff. Now it's really premature, but you see what happens when things don't go your way. So you said, well, the culture, but is it the right culture? That's what we're going to find out. If this team goes in, I don't care how they win. You just find a way to win. When you're on the road, it doesn't matter what the margin is, in my opinion. I don't really care. You just got to find a way.
Yeah, there's no eye test in the NFL.
Exactly. It's a W. You want the W, and you need the W, and that'll show a lot about this team. So I'm expecting this team to come in and win this football game, even though one of their star players is out of the lineup now, because I think they're built for it. I think they have enough talent to do it, and I think if they could get back to the way they were playing the first 5 weeks of the season, they'll be a lot better off. I don't know how good they are either. I think that still remains to be seen. But we're going to find out if the culture that Liam's been preaching is, A, being followed by his players, and if it is it the right culture to overcome adversity like they faced recently?
Yeah, I think a big key to the game is the offensive line. You mentioned it earlier, Tom. If this offensive line does its job well, then I would imagine Travis Etienne and or Bashal Tutin, or a mixture of those running backs, can get the yardage that they need. And then that takes pressure off of Trevor Lawrence. And then if the defense has one takeaway, Geno Smith has thrown 10 interceptions. Get one of those, right?
No doubt.
And then you leave Las Vegas, you breathe again for a second, and then you reassess, especially redoing the game plan moving forward for Houston.
Yeah, and what you're going to do personnel-wise.
Right.
Now you got to make a decision.
Right. And there's only so many personnel formations, by the way.
Right. No, I meant like as far as players. Like you got to replace Travis. Who is that going to be? Maybe it's on your roster. Maybe you got to go find somebody.
Right.
And we don't know at this point.
Are they buyers on the trade block for a receiver?
Well, if they win, they're
market?
more towards buying than the other way. So let's hope that they take care of the victory. And they should. Look, this Raiders team, we've said it all week, or when we've been on the air all week. They've got
we appreciate the travel day on Wednesday. Smooth travels, other than like a slight delay. It was all good.
Just like most NFL teams, they got enough good players at different positions that can beat you if you don't bring your game. If you're not tuned in, if you lose focus, you don't have the energy, they'll go up on you. I said it on Jaguars today. If you give Geno Smith time, he will tear you apart. Don't think he can't make all the throws, because the guy can. And he gets Bowers back, like I said earlier. Yeah. I don't know about the new guy that they just got, Tyler Lockett. If he'll play, I mean, to me, he probably knows the system. I mean, it is Pete Carroll's system. It is Geno Smith. I would think he could jump right in and play. But they do also get back Jacoby Myers, who's had a decent year. They got another wide receiver that's got 4 touchdowns. He's got some big plays. Trey Tucker, so he can get down
Trey
the field.
Tucker's been good.
He's been good, yeah. So now
second leading receiver.
3 of his touchdowns were in the first game against, I think, Washington. He went off on that game. But still, they got enough weaponry to beat you. And their O-line, similar to ours, as far as sacks and QB hits given up. We've given up a little bit more than them on the QB hit side.
Given up 20.
Yeah, so they've lost
sacks.
Colton Miller, right, who's a really good player. But these other guys, they're okay. I mean, they only average 3.9 yards per carry, and their quarterback has been hit 38 times. Ours is 46, but still 38's a lot of hits as well.
Yeah, I think that a lot of it for me is getting back to the ground game that we had early, because I do think that the Jags still have the 7th best run blocking line at this point in time. It's the pass pro that's been an issue. And so I don't know why they've kind of gotten away from that. I really don't
You're
understand.
leaning into something that is not your
hasn't
strength.
worked. Yeah, and like I just feel like when you're having Trevor Lawrence throw 40 or more times, we've seen that not work. So the excuse you can't say, well, they can't run block and that's why they're doing it, because the run blocking's been okay. It's been the pass protection that's been the bigger issue. And so I don't know why. I hope that they kind of go back to what they were doing in those first 4 weeks, which was that was the highlight of this offense, and then that opened up opportunities for Trevor. And we haven't seen a lot of deep or explosive or big plays from the Jags. You want to see some of those come out with BTJ, hopefully being able to start figuring stuff out with Trevor. We've seen glimpses from it the last couple games. But to me, I think on the ground game in general for the Jags, but also stopping the run, is going to be a big thing for this game, because if you let Ashton Genty go, I talked about it, he hasn't had the season people really thought he was out of the gates, but what he did against Chicago, if you let that happen, the Raiders can beat you.
He's averaging 4 yards a carry.
Yeah.
So that's no joke. I mean, that's not, that's nothing to laugh at. But I
so
agree
run
with
and
you.
stop the run, and I feel like you have an opportunity to do both.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, look, I think this is ETN's game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Not only in the run game. Remember during camp when he would line up at running back on an offset and run a route? To the side, like it was always open. He always caught it. We got those are those what do you call those button plays? Or the
easy buttons.
The easy button plays. That's the easy button play. So we got to see more easy button plays. I think in the passing game. But you're gonna need the running game. And I'll tell you what, the guy, and I know ad nauseum, Brenton Strange, when he does that trap block, he comes vicious. I haven't seen Johnny Munt and I haven't seen Hunter Long be vicious in that block. They seem to be lollygagging their way there, and then the timing's not there. If the timing's there, Etienne will hit that hole and take off. And we got to get back to some of that. Those off tackle. Get them outside. Don't put them in between the guards. You want to put them in between the guards? Get number 33 in there then and let him just hammer people and see if he can do anything. But I think this is a big opportunity to get the ball into Etienne's hands. He needs it. He's still 8th in the league for yards per carry and for rushing yards a game.
Yeah.
Like, get him the ball. Get him back in the game, and let's see what we can do.
Well, hopefully the time off has been helpful for that type of stuff, that they've been able to go big picture and say, okay, the loss to the Seahawks, the loss to the Rams, down early in both of those games, and just because you find yourself down by a couple touchdowns doesn't mean you should change your entire game plan early in a game. You still have 3 quarters at that point in time, or 2.5 quarters to be able to get back. And again, that game plan, as far as Trevor throwing that often, hasn't been working because of all the things we've detailed. But there's a lot of issues. By the way, the Jaguars have Devin Lloyd was named the nominee for the 2025 Salute to Service Award presented by USAA. Both of his parents are Navy veterans with a combined 40 years of service. So I want to give him a shout out. The Jaguars' annual Salute to Service game will be against the Chargers in a few weeks. It feels like they're not going to have played at Everbank Stadium in forever by the time that rolls around. The NFL.
I hope he can play.
I hope he can play too. Absolutely.
We need Devin Lloyd.
He would be a big boost, especially in light of that news. He was, by the way, I don't think they'll have Eric Murray, who did not participate either Wednesday or yesterday. And it sounds like with that neck injury, I don't think he's going to play. Everyone else was either a full or limited participant yesterday. And as far as, just overall, Jordan Lewis, neck injury also, he was limited. So you're starting to see more and more of these key pieces to this Jaguars team not be healthy. But again, as I said the other day, the Raiders also had a bye week. So they're doing all of this too. They're self-scouting. They're trying to figure out how it's gone off the rails to get to 2-5 on the season and all that more. All right. Derek Stevens just showed up here at Stadium Swim, so we will chat with him, the owner of Circa Resort and Casino, when we return. And, oh, by the way, it is also Florida Georgia week. So everybody down at RV City, they are having a great time.
Yeah.
And
my wife and Avery are there now.
I love that.
Rocking,
the weather's beautiful.
It is, yeah.
And look,
my brother said it's been cold.
Well, cold for Floridians.
He's like, it's been freezing here. And I'm like, what's freezing?
There's a slight difference in that. But we will chat with Derek Stevens on the other side. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010X on 92.5 FM. Lauren Brooks here for Terminex. When mice and rats show up in your home or business, they can be a real pain. You need them out fast before they have time to multiply. Terminex knows how to shut down rodents and will keep them from coming back to wreak more havoc. When rodents show up, so does Terminex. Don't live with a rodent problem, Terminex it. Visit Terminex.com today to schedule a free inspection online just like I did. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com.
Crown Royal Friday. Live generously and life will treat you royally.
What's happening, folks? It's your main man, E.T., of course. And whether you're biking through shaded forest trails, casting a line from Camp Chow Pier, or enjoying music by the St. Johns River, Clay County is full of ways to play. This month, experience off-road trails at the 2025 Crawling for the Fallen. Savor bold flavors and classic rides at Moose Haven's 15th annual Chili Cook-Off and Car Show, and celebrate the fall season at fall festivals all across the county. Find a full lineup at ExploreClay.com. Come on, somebody.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Don't ghost your carpet this fall. Hicken here. Right now, you can get your entire home zero-resified from Jacksonville's Ultimate Carpet Cleaner and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $139 plus a free haul for Halloween. Get it? There's something scarier than ghosts and goblins hiding in your home. It's in your air ducts. This month, take 50% off your air duct and dryer vent cleaning. Schedule your appointment at ZeroResJacksonville.com. Ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spell it backwards or forwards. It spells the same. Zero Res.
Zero Res. Hey guys, Taylor Doll here of Helmets and Heels. Chick-fil-A has something brand new on the menu, and it's only here for a limited time. Introducing the Pretzel Cheddar Club. The sandwich comes on a warm, buttery pretzel bun, a slice of cheddar cheese topped with 3 strips of Applewood smoked bacon, fresh lettuce, and tomato, and the kicker, a creamy Dijon mustard sauce on the side that takes this sandwich to the next level. Try it grilled, spicy, or original Chick-fil-A chicken. Don't wait. It's only here for a short time, so stop by Jacksonville Chick-fil-A locations and try the Pretzel Cheddar Club today.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, you look troubled. Is something bugging you?
This friendship isn't all upside for me, Jason. People keep asking me stuff about you.
They ask you about me?
Is it really cooler with Bueller, they ask. So I say, totally. And they say, how do you mean that? And I say, he fixes air conditioners, which literally makes somebody cool. But he also has cool sunglasses and cool people and a cool family.
And I try to make working at Bueller Air and Plumbing a really cool experience for our technicians and plumbers. We treat our people like gold, and they treat our homeowners the exact same way.
Great. Well, now there's another cool thing I've got to remember. This is a lot of responsibility, Jason.
Life can get hectic sometimes. If you don't take a moment to slow down and appreciate all the cool parts, you could miss it.
Do people ask you about me at all?
Weirdly, they do.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Derek Stevens is here now. He just classed up the joint, looking dapper in your suit.
Suit as always.
Welcome back to your home in the West, in the desert. We love having Jacksonville in the house.
Yeah, man, it's good to be here.
Good to see you.
What color is that? What do you call that? You know?
I don't know.
It's nice.
Charlie Brown orange. I'm not sure.
I like it.
Like a rust orange, maybe?
Yeah.
Fuchsia.
A pumpkin or something?
Definitely not
like
fuchsia.
that?
Pumpkin. Halloween vibes.
Derek Stevens.
Oh, yeah,
is
a
the
little
owner
orange
of
and black. I
Circa.
like it. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
Now.
absolutely.
Looks awesome.
My toner polished color is fuchsia.
That's
in
fuchsia?
case, you're
Yeah,
wondering.
close.
Great radio. All right, so today is Halloween. In Jacksonville right now, people are getting geared up, obviously, for the Jags Raiders, but also Florida, Georgia. But here in Vegas, Halloween is a special day.
It is a special day. Halloween is actually a state holiday, Nevada Day. It's the day the state of Nevada came into our wonderful union, the United States. And what it's resulted in, uniquely, in Las Vegas, Nevada, is it has now turned into the absolute biggest drinking day of the year because no one works on Halloween and the next day. So what happens is all the kids are trick or treating or trunk and treating and things like that they're doing. It all happens on the 30th. So the 31st is an adult day. And it starts at about 4 o'clock. It'll go till about 4 in the morning.
Wow!
And it is something. It is something that I'm so glad you guys are here because it's a bucket list thing.
Heck yeah!
Is to come to Las Vegas on Halloween at night. The entire city is in costume. Everyone is, and it is a fun night.
And kids don't have to go to school on Halloween.
That's
That's like the greatest
awesome.
thing ever.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I would have loved that when I was a kid, or even now, honestly, because Halloween's probably my favorite holiday, Derek, because I love scary stuff, horror movies, haunted houses, all of that stuff's my vibe. So I was a little bummed out when I was like, man, I'm not gonna be home with all my friends for Halloween, but I guess it works even better being here.
I will tell you, this is a bucket list thing.
Yeah.
This is something you are going to experience something tonight you've never experienced. You're going to be like astonished, and from a community and like even sports betting thing. The Golden Knights now this is one of their signature days that they circle, so they play on Halloween every year a day game. So
Which I feel like you never see that in hockey.
no, so a 1 o'clock game Pacific time.
Mhm.
That's
Nice.
terrific for us. It's going to be the only thing on. So get a little betting action going. They say it's to celebrate Nevada Day, but effectively it's to make sure everybody is vacated T-Mobile Arena by 4:30.
Yeah,
Because by nighttime, it's
getting wild.
Yeah, it's a lot of debauchery going on. This is going to be something.
It'll be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Derek, we've been watching the slap fights on your big stadium swim big screen here. You guys are a part of that or a sponsor of that. How'd you get involved? That Dana White just come to you and be like, hey, Derek, this is my new thing. You should be a part of it. How did you guys get involved?
I don't want to overcomplicate. That's about what happened. So, so Dana and I are talking. He goes, I'm starting up this new thing, Power Slap. And I'm like, okay. He goes, he sent me some videos. He goes, I'd like to work with some guys that maybe kind of help get this thing approved. I said, okay, well, you got to get it approved by the state, by the Nevada State Athletic Commission.
Yeah.
They got it approved. He comes in one night when we're having a couple drinks, and he goes, "Yeah, what do you think?" I go, "Okay, we'll be an early sponsor." So I've sat at every Power Slap since it started. I've sat next to Dana the entire time. The ones in the U.S. So now this thing has exploded in popularity. It was in Abu Dhabi. It's in Brazil.
Yeah.
It's all over. The betting on Power Slap has been. It's been really tremendous. It continues to grow. And sitting next to Dana, I got to see a little bit of a different perspective. You know, he's got all these different influencers, and he's got everybody, you know, doing all these live feeds with him, and him giving little inside tips. But I'm sitting next to him with his computer, and he's watching the views. And what's amazing is Power Slap now has grown faster than UFC grew when it first started.
It's incredible.
It is.
It's incredible.
It is. Yeah. I know a lot of people look at it and go, "Oh my God, this is barbaric. This is terrible. I never want to do that."
They're bleeding.
But you know what? That's exactly what people said with UFC.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right too.
You're right.
I will tell you, when you go, I go with my wife. I go with Nicole. Nicole and I sit next to Dana, Hunter, the crew, and this is edge of your seat event for 2 hours.
Wow.
It's you just can't believe it.
So when people are betting on that, obviously there's just winners straight up, but are there other props throughout a slap fight?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of props. Sure. Like will it go the distance?
Okay.
Will there be a first slap knockout? So the way it works, it's a very strategic sport. It's strategic in a way like boxing can be strategic. There's one element of randomness that comes in 3 days in advance at the weigh-in, and it's the coin flip. The coin flip determines who slaps first. For some of the slappers, it doesn't really make that much difference.
Okay.
Kind of like in baseball, you're the top of the inning or the bottom of the inning. It makes a difference, maybe a little strategically, but only for the heavy big slappers do they really want to go first, because they think they might have a knockout without ever having to get touched. But
Feels like
that
a way to
doesn't
go.
always happen. because you exert a lot of energy.
Yeah.
On the first slap, and then if you have to take that slap after you've exerted that energy,
Right.
then you're in a little bit of a defensive, defensive liability.
Yeah,
So.
I love the guys around the guy getting slapped, like wait for him to fall. That's awesome.
So right now, we've got 3 more slaps. 3 more slaps to go that are still on the card. That are
Can you
still
give us
bettable.
any? I don't know any. I'll go inside and lay something down.
I would tell you, I really like Anthony Blackburn. Today. He's the he is. This is the title match. He's the welterweight. This is for the welterweight title.
Okay, good.
Young against Blackburn.
That's coming up.
Blackburn's a minus 250 favorite. And that is the main event of the evening. The undercard.
Yeah.
Nomama and Dorian Perez. This is a heavyweight match. Not a super heavy, but a heavy.
Okay.
So you got like a 280 guy versus a 240. I would say that the one thing in Power Slap you got to look out for is you got to look out for the super heavies.
Okay.
Everybody likes the super heavies. There's a lot of Hawaiians and Samoans.
Makes sense.
Right.
And super heavies, that's generally when you're, when you go to the weigh-in, you're going to show off, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you touch the scales and you don't hit 360, you're dismissed. Most of them are 400.
Oh my gosh.
So it's
wild.
It's kind of
The
like
hands
a
must be
sumo thing.
gigantic.
Oh my God, yeah.
Wow, unbelievable.
Anyway, enough of this.
I never knew that much about
It's
power
so
slapping,
cool.
and now
That's why I wanted to-
yeah, absolutely. Are you dressing up for Halloween tonight?
Absolutely.
That was a dumb question, probably.
Absolutely. I'm going as Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh,
Okay.
I love
My
that.
wife is the Raven.
That's
Nice.
I love that.
All right.
So yeah, everybody's got a little different scenario. So.
There's a restaurant in Jacksonville called Poe's Tavern, and in the bathrooms, all they do is read out Edgar Allan Poe
Yeah, that's right.
books, and so or poems, and so you hear that coming across the bathroom every single time you go to the bathroom there.
Wow.
So
Yeah, good food.
Now,
Yeah, absolutely.
when you come to visit us, we'll
Yeah.
take you
We'll
there.
take you there.
There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
All right, so tonight is the Huddle Up. We're obviously reminding everyone to come to the Overhang Bar, RSVP to that. Come hang out. Will you be joining us?
I will be stopping in. I will
All
be
right.
in gear though. I
Yes,
will be in
perfect.
Gear. As I think you're going to see many people in gear.
Oh, yeah.
But I do want to tell you something that I was so happy last year that I was able to meet you and the Jacksonville crew and go to the Huddle Up. Since that time, we've had a lot of Jacksonville Jags fans that have come to Circa over the course of the last year. We got to see you obviously during our football contest sign-up weekend
that was cool.
for Circa Survivor and Circa Million, and that was great. But it really is amazing to me that so many Jags fans, when you come to Las Vegas, kind of know to come to Circa.
Yeah.
It's really because of you, and I love it. Cool. So I really want to tell you on behalf of myself, our team, thank you. We love Jags fans here.
Cool. Well, we love it too.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
And the hospitality is fantastic.
Second to none,
yeah.
for sure.
All right, Jags Raiders on Sunday. The Raiders seem to be a team that isn't very good, and the Jaguars are a team that we honestly, at this point in the season, don't know exactly how good they are. How do you see it?
I think you're going to see a lot of money coming in on we get closer to kickoff. If you are planning on betting on the Jags, I do highly recommend getting your bet in today.
Mm-hmm.
We were hanging at 2, then we went to a 2.5. We went to 2.5. Now you got to lay a little extra juice, an extra nickel. So 2.5 minus 115. Next move is going to be 2.5 minus 120. We don't go to a quarter, so we'll go to a 3. And for our bookmakers to move two or off of a key number like 3 is a really big deal.
Wow.
But I think you're just going to see Jags money coming in. There is, you can say, sometimes like, well, a team's bad. Sometimes you want to fade a team, things like this. There is a lot of reasons to bet against the Raiders too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
sure.
it's just beyond just the Jags. I think there's a lot of reasons to bet the Jags, but there's a lot of reasons to bet against the Raiders.
Okay.
You still have their number one receiver wants out. Offensive line can't block for Ashton Chenty. You got a quarterback in the system that's lost. We've got you've got a lot of very unique things going on in the locker room. Even after signing Max Crosby to a big extension, we're only looking at halfway into one season after this big extension, and the trade rumors are going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
right.
badly that it had to be addressed in the media. You know, in the office, like, no, we're not trading.
Yeah.
You know, it's a pretty rough spot Pete Carroll's in.
How much would a line shift? Because we talked about it. Obviously, Travis Hunter just went on IR for 4 weeks. We're waiting to hear more about that. The quarterback you see shift the lines the most. How much would a player like that shift something as it gets closer?
Kind of depends. I mean, you can't really say by position. It has to be positionally according to the scheme of the team.
Yeah.
If you take someone, let's say you take Amon-Ra St. Brown in Detroit,
Yeah.
and if it's unknown that he was potentially injured and then he comes out, he is going to move a line because he's such a critical element of that particular offense. Other offenses have ways to overcome or change schemes.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure that Hunter's impact is going to be that significant, in as much as obviously he's the future and he's terrific. But at this point, it's not going to impact the line from a defensive perspective. And I don't really think from an offensive perspective.
Yeah.
Much.
Let's talk the Survivor Series. We kicked it off in August. We were talking to Aaron about it.
A lot of carnage
yesterday.
last weekend.
Yeah. Any games this week that, you know, like Green Bay, Carolina could carry, like people are going to throw money, like say, or not throw money, they're going to pick them to be the Survivor. You know, like Carolina upset Green Bay. Any games you look at where you're like, you know, that one could be a little buster there. For,
I feel like it's the teams that play
Survivor.
the Titans. You look at those teams right now, and you look at the teams that play the
Chargers?
Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Chargers play the
Yeah,
Titans.
the Rams are
playing
playing
the
New
Saints.
Orleans, yeah.
So those are the ones that I've thought about.
I think, you know, it's amazing to think that Circus Survivor, that a year ago, we were blown away that $14.2 million was in this football contest.
Yeah.
And then to come back this year and blow that away, $18.7 million. We're talking real money here. This is So we started with 18,700 people. We're down to just over 2,000 now.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're down to about the final 12%.
And how many's left in Grandissimo?
Grandissimo, we started with, this was also unbelievable.
Right, almost 70.
69
Yeah.
people, so 6.9 million. And we're down to 13.
Whoa. That one's getting stressful for some of those.
So
things.
one thing I would tell people is important would be when you're looking at Circa Survivor and Circa Grandissimo, go to Circa Sports' website and go on. We show the availability. We're now at a point in time of the season where the team availability becomes the critical element here on who gets selected. So overall, this weekend, I think without question, the number one team selected in Circa Grandissimo and Circa Survivor is going to be the Rams. They're a massive favorite, and they've got effectively very strong availability. When you look at like Circa Grandissimo, as we go through the rest of the year, with the 13 remaining Circa Grandissimo contestants, only one has the Kansas City Chiefs available. So you think the Grandissimo, they kind of leverage themselves up front in the season, kind of giving up a team that has holiday eligibility and things like that. So it really comes down now to starting to take a look at who's played the game in a way that they still have some good teams left in their hands.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it is tricky. I got knocked out very early on, so I will not be one of the winners. But Derek, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you have an absolute blast, and obviously we'll see you later this evening, but hope you have an absolute blast, and thank you once again for having us.
Thanks. We love Jags fans here at Circa Las Vegas.
man.
All right, take care.
We love it here
Happy
as
Halloween.
well.
Happy
That's right, Happy
Halloween.
Halloween. Happy Nevada Day.
Nevada
Taylor's
Day.
Tangent is next on 1010X on 92.5 FM.
Helmets and heels.
From the Green Law Group Studios.
Your play-by-play home of Bulls Bulldogs football is 1010XL.
It's a powerhouse showdown between 8-1 teams. The Bulldogs end the regular season in Lake City against the Tigers. Bulls, Columbia, Friday at 7:30 on 1010 AM.
I know two brothers whose minds are always in the gutters.
Hi, I'm Tim.
And I'm Kevin.
We are the Good Brothers.
That's good with an E.
From Good Brothers Roofs and Gutters.
We install 6 and 7-inch seamless gutters, plus we repair and replace roofs, pool enclosures, and super gutters.
We are the Good Brothers, veteran-owned and local.
Visit goodbrothersroofsandgutters.com.
License number CCC 1334384.
Good Brothers Roofs and Gutters.
Helmets and heels.
Sipping on a Crown Royal Friday.
My dad, Randy Marion, has been in business for 35 years.
35 years of taking great care of your customers.
And our community. It has also been 35 years that my dad has been the king of price.
Yep.
So now's the time to fall into savings and drive in style in a brand new Cadillac.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, drive the all-new electric Optique, Lyric, and Vistique. They're all in stock and ready to drive today.
Come see us today at Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville.
And don't forget,
tell them Jennifer sent you.
Plus tax type title $9.99 admin fee and Resistol on approved credit.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 31st, 1987, a blockbuster NFL trade between 3 teams and 10 players included Eric Dickerson to the Indianapolis Colts.
Do you have numbness and tingling in your fingers, or wake up at night and have to shake your hand? Hi, I'm Dr. George Bari, and at Bari Orthopedics, we have a myriad of treatments that can possibly help you. If you have numbness and tingling, you may have carpal tunnel. We have cortisone injections, PRP injections, and shockwave therapy that may help treat the numbness and tingling that you have. We also treat it surgically with endoscopic carpal tunnel release, a 2-centimeter incision that will release the nerve and have you back at work and doing what you want to do in life in no time. If you have numbness and tingling in your hand, give us a call at Bari Orthopedics or log on at bariorthopedics.com.
Jacksonville, it's football season, and Duck Duck Rooter is proud to be on your home team. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, we tackle plumbing, septic, and air conditioning problems with championship-level service. Keep an eye out for our custom Jaguar wrap plumbing vans rolling around town. They're hard to miss and always ready for the next play at your home or business. With thousands of 5-star Google reviews and the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida, trust Duck Duck Rooter to keep you in the game. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter, when you're stuck, call the Duck.
Sawgrass Asset Management loves this time of year when 2 decorated teams meet in the world of college football. Every year, we relive the rivalry with great moments from both sides of the big game thanks to Sawgrass Asset Management, specializing in high-quality growth stock and fixed income portfolios for institutional and high-net-worth investors. The Jacksonville company, proud to be involved in the community. That's Sawgrass Asset Management. Log on to saw-grass.com to find out more.
One thing that separates Beard's Diamonds from those other jewelry stores at the town center, no one's paid on commission.
Nobody at Beard's is on commission. That's more of your corporate stores that pay commission.
Beard's owner, John Lupo, says that means no pressure, no hidden agenda, no extra markups.
And you're getting a better deal. You're not paying the corporate commission. You're not paying the salesperson's commission. If they're paying their salespeople commission, you're starting off in the hole.
And that's why you feel like a number at most jewelry stores, because it's all about making the sale, but not at Beard's.
Because it's a corporate atmosphere and they want to sell you what they want to sell you. We're here to sell you what you want. Our salespeople can do whatever they want to make sure that the customer is happy.
So relax. At Beard's Diamonds, they have all the things you want, like quality education, selection, warranties, and none of the stuff you don't want, like pressure and tacked on commissions.
Nobody's making an extra 5 or 10% on Beard's customers.
Beard's Diamonds, the town center's only locally owned jeweler.
We sell better merchandise, better product for less money, guaranteed.
Congratulations to Firehouse Subs for raising $20,000 for the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation on First Responders Day. Those funds help provide life-saving tools and support to first responders nationwide.
Game days aren't the only win happening in the 904. Best of Bold City named 904 Gutters with a Z the #1 seamless gutter company in Duval. Like the team's O-line protects their QB. Call the winning team at 904 Gutters with a Z to protect your home from the rain.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Taylor Bell, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. The three of us live here at Stadium Swim and certainly learning more and more about the Power Slap that is ongoing now. Absolutely. RJ Saunders back at 1010XL headquarters. And right now we have Taylor Bell with a tangent.
Now, Taylor's Tangent, served up by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
Fun little stat I read. I don't even know. I lost what track of day it is right now, but
today's Friday.
Probably a couple days ago, I read this and we were chatting about it a little bit. But it was interesting because the conversation we had leading into the Seattle game and the Rams game, obviously, was I mentioned about their explosiveness and how many big plays they have. They both sit in the top 4 in the league of big plays right now, and we saw that. We saw that is what killed the Jags in a lot of areas. But I saw something interesting relating to that, and so it was talking about wanting a quarterback that can, the dink and dunk who just gets a lot of yards, but what are you really getting out of that if you can't get those big plays going, which honestly has been a little bit of an issue here in Jacksonville this year. But the league average among quarterbacks this year is 7 yards an attempt. 13 of the 15 quarterbacks who are at 7 yards who are below that 7-yard attempt per average are on losing teams. 16 of 18, that's 89% of quarterbacks above that 7 yards an attempt have winning records right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That just means you're throwing the ball down the field, and
Yep.
your O-line's giving you time, and your guys are getting open. So I don't know if that
A lot of
happens.
things going in. Yeah.
I don't know if the Jags have all that going
No,
in
I
their
don't think so.
favor.
Well,
you
and
know,
that's
but-
kind of the point. How do you get that going? I mean, you thought coming into the season that's Brian Thomas Jr. Obviously, it hasn't. But if you get that part going, we keep saying that if
Right.
Brian Thomas does, everything starts to click, and he's catching balls, and him and Trevor get a connection going.
Yep.
You open up so many opportunities, opening up that deep game, and obviously going up to that. If 89% of quarterbacks
Yep.
with that 7 have winning records right now, that's a recipe to win some football games.
If you hit on some of those deep shots that we missed on,
Then
it
it
goes
is,
up.
yeah.
You know, I mean, you look at like the Seattle game. You know, we held Darnold in check except for Njigba and the
Yeah.
tight end. Other than
Yeah.
that,
Well,
and those were
JSA
big
had
plays.
a lot of big plays, yeah.
Well, he had the one big touchdown,
Yeah.
which was a miscommunication, but whatever, it was a touchdown. And then the other 60-yarder was the tight end that Wingard let go.
Yeah.
So you can't diminish them, but if you decrease those, that yards per attempt would come way down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
So
they're
it does
doing
get
it every
skewed a little
game.
bit.
They're top 3 in the league. So
Yeah.
the Seattle's finding ways to do that. You could say
Well, we don't
you
hit
messed
on our
up the
deep
plays.
throws.
No,
I mean,
we
I'm
don't.
sorry, we don't. Trevor misses way too many.
Which is wild because that was
Way to
something
The
he was
strength
really good at
Yeah.
the last,
Well, 3 years.
Right, yeah. Ever since his rookie year, I feel like
Yeah.
that's been one of his strengths. All right, Liam Cohen met with the media earlier today since we are talking certainly about the loss of Travis Hunter, and there are more expectations on other receivers on this team. But the good news is Brian Thomas Jr. did have a good week of practice.
I think watching this week's practice, feeling BT out there, specifically Wednesday, Thursday, not as much counting the bonus day, he practiced the best I've seen him practice. I mean that, truly believe that, told him that, and really expect him to show up and make some huge plays for us as we go. And look, you don't have to go and be anybody but the best version of BTJ, and that's going to be damn good enough.
And yeah, if they can connect on an explosive play or two, then I feel a lot better about the Jaguars winning the football game. All right, we've got lunch to give away.
We do. Free lunch to Chick-fil-A. Give us a call at 641-1010. And let's say caller number 4, you get free lunch to Chick-fil-A today.
I love it. Well, speaking of the Jacksonville Jaguars, defensive tackle Eric Armstead joins us next. You are listening to Helmets and Heels live from Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Backed by Green Law Group.
For the insured.
Fighting for you. A super defense is like a superior fence. They both protect what you value.
Pass rush, linebacker secondary.
After the game, Superior Fence and Rail highlights the defensive player of the game on 1010XL.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank. N.A. member FDIC.
Helmets and Heels.
Crown Royal Friday.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
1010XL's Hayes Carline represents you in the locker room. So you gotta up your game. Interview persons of interest so you'll have the information you need to get ready for game day.
Time to put on your game face.
Opened by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Your home is your sanctuary where memories are made. Jack's homeowners trust Superior Fence and Rail to make their home feel safe, secure, and complete. Imagine a classic wood fence for privacy, sturdy aluminum to protect your pets, or a modern vinyl design that boosts curb appeal. Every fence is built with precision and pride, standing strong in every season.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hurricane season on the First Coast can leave you in the dark, so why not get a head start on storm season with a home generator system from American Electrical? They've sold and installed more generators in Jacksonville than any other company around, with scores of whole home generator installations throughout North Florida. That's right, American Electrical has been installing and repairing thousands of generators for over a decade in Duval. Keep your loved ones and property protected. Log on to American-Electrical.com and see how they can help you.
This right here, this is where it starts. With a little flame and a lot of love. When the air cools or the night falls, fire brings the warmth. But it's what we bring to the table that matters. Slow smoked barbecue. Stories that stretch long. Laughter that lingers. And moments that just feel full. That's why it's always Sunny's here.
Kuhn Flowers announces their home holiday decorating team is now taking orders for the holiday season. This is RJ with 1010XL. No more hassling with tree buying, untangling, and hanging burned out lights. Call on Kuhn Flowers. They do it all.
If you're making plans to see our home team in Nashville against the Titans in November, go to 1010XL.com and click the Omni Nashville banner for the 1010XL special rate, only for 1010XL listeners. That's the Omni Nashville banner on the 1010XL website.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. The Jacksonville Jaguars have announced that Travis Hunter will be placed on the injured reserve list due to an injury he suffered during practice to his knee on Thursday. He will miss at least the next 4 games for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Right now, 68 degrees at 3:02. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line. Hello. Your floor's missing piece.
The Jaguars take on the Las Vegas Raiders here in Vegas on Sunday. We are live at Circa Resort and Casino ahead of that game. Jaguars defensive tackle Eric Armstead joins us now. They'll head out here tomorrow. Eric, thanks so much for joining us. It's been a few weeks.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
We are doing fantastic. Thanks. Like I said, we're broadcasting from Vegas at Stadium Swim. We got here on Wednesday and always have a great time at Circa Resort and Casino. But let's start with injuries. Obviously, the injury news from Travis Hunter came out this morning. We saw that he suffered the knee injury in practice yesterday. You've been someone who's dealt with injuries in the past. I think every NFL football player has. But how difficult is that?
Super difficult. Obviously, Travis is an amazing player, and so anytime you see one of your teammates get hurt, it's not a good feeling, and you feel for them. So they're still, figuring out what the prognosis and all that would be. So all you can do in that moment is just support them and, hope for the best.
Eric, when you talk about obviously coming off a bye week now, trying to maybe recalibrate some things after a couple losses against a couple really good teams, though, what is this process this last week, the focus defensively for you guys getting ready for the Raiders?
The process is to flush it. I feel the bye week was very beneficial for us as a team as a whole and as a defense to get some rest but also regroup and, get back to the fundamentals and how we play and we have an opportunity against the Raiders to show what we've been working on, and we're excited for the opportunity. But to really just getting back to the fundamentals, executing at a high level, and getting back to the brand of football that we know we're capable of.
Eric, how's your body feeling? I saw where you went to Germany to get some extra treatment. Is that like PRP or what kind of treatment? And how's your body feeling overall?
I'm feeling great. Really excited for this stretch of the season where the games get bigger and bigger, and it timed out well that I was able to go to Germany, a place where I get treatment after the London game to kind of get a little tune-up before this long stretch that we're about to go on and this long run we're about to go on, and I'm feeling great.
Eric, when you watch the tape of a guy like Brock Bowers, what comes up with someone like him? I mean, we know how talented he is since he was a freshman at Georgia. He's one of the best tight ends, certainly in the league. And last year, he was really good for the Raiders when y'all played them here in Vegas. But what do you see of his tape?
Brock Bowers, excellent player. I must admit, I don't watch too much tight end tape and study, them in the pass game. But from what I see of him as a player, I've heard about him since he was in college, and he came in to the NFL and took the league by storm. Had a tremendous rookie season and continuing his career. And coming back in this game, he was a little banged up, but they're expecting him to play this game, and he's a focal point for their offense. They're definitely going to look to get him the ball and get the ball in his hands, and he's a talent when he does get the ball in his hands. So he provides a lot of challenges to a defense, and we're definitely going to have to key in on him and make sure that we limit his touches and limit his opportunities.
Yeah, I guess you're a little more focused on getting to the quarterback than watching the tight end tape. I suppose Coach Camp isn't dropping you back in coverage, but he's certainly a guy that shows up no matter when you watch.
Yeah, Eric, what about a guy like Ashton Genty? It was a big conversation coming into the draft this season. Obviously, everybody saw his capabilities when it comes to pass catching, but obviously what he can do on the ground and those yards after contact. The focus on him, I'm sure, that 4 yards attempt still this year, and it's probably not even what people were expecting. They were expecting even a little more, but 5 touchdowns, 4 yards an attempt. What's that been like this week looking at that Ashton Genty film?
Great back, especially for a young back. He uses his body very well. He runs under control, and if he gets to the second level, he can, deliver punishment once he gets going. So it's going to be a challenge for us stopping him. I think coming into this game, they definitely want to establish the run game and get him going. He's an excellent player. I had an opportunity to meet him at the draft as well, this past draft, and great young man and excellent player too. So happy for him and all his success that he's having in this early start to his career. And, he's going to provide some challenges out there on the field for us, but we're going to be up for it. And like I say, very often always starts with stopping the run, and if we're able to get some penetration and make him check his feet in the backfield and not let him get him going, I think we'll have some success.
Eric Armstead here with us on Helmets and Heels. Eric, the past 2 games, defense hasn't been as effective. Haven't gotten to the quarterback as much as you were the first 5 games. Really effective, leading the league in takeaways when you were doing that. But the last 2 weeks didn't feel like you guys were doing much back there. How do you change that against the Raiders?
Well, it's all we believe in playing team defense, and it all starts with us playing together and being on the same page and communicating at a high level. When you execute and communicate at a high level, that allows you to play fast and together. And so that's what we need to get back to as an entire defense, is doing that, communicating, executing, so we can have fun out there and play fast. When you're making plays, it's contagious, and it leads to more plays being made. Guys are flying around, and you see your brother making a play, and it inspires you want to go make a play for yourself as well too. So we just got to get back to that and back to being ourselves. And I think we are very capable of that. Throughout this week, each bye week you do a little bit of self-scout and look back at how the early part of the season has been going, and we have put a lot of good stuff on tape, and we're excited to get back to that.
What has Coach Cohen's message been this week to the team, Eric?
Have fun, be ourselves, get back to that brand of football of having fun, taking the wheels off, not being timid about what we're doing, letting it hang out there and fly around and make plays and have fun and, bring that fun spirit and that joy. We've all been playing football for a long time, and to get back to that spirit of us playing together, having fun, and, whatever happens out there happens.
Yeah, losing does suck the fun out of things, that's for sure.
Yeah, losing, it's football is fun when you win, and football is fun when you're making plays, and it becomes contagious, and it spreads to around the team. So we got to get back to that and get off to a better start too. We've been putting ourselves in some bad positions early in the game, and so find a way to get off to a good start, and keep that momentum going throughout the game.
Eric, one final one before we let you go, because obviously the familiarity from the time you were with the Niners, you faced Pete Carroll many times during that period of time, and also Geno Smith when he was over in Seattle too. So just thoughts on those two. Pete Carroll has been in the league for a really long time, a really good coach now over here in Vegas, but just the thoughts on Geno and Pete Carroll.
I'll give you another one. Chip Kelly recruited me in high school and was at my house and got me to go to Oregon. So definitely a lot of familiarity with them as a team. And the main thing about Coach Carroll, I know my brother played for him at USC, so I've known him since I was in elementary school as well, is, the competitiveness that he tries to bring out of the team and out of his guys. And, they're going to be ready and up to play, playing for him. So week in and week out, that's what he tries to bring, that energy and that, edge to their team. And so it's going to be a good game. It's going to be very exciting, us with, 2 weeks off or haven't played in quite some time. So especially coming off of a loss, to get that taste out of our mouth and get back on the winning page. So we're all excited over here. Can't wait to get out there. You guys beat us out there. That's crazy. You guys just you guys just had to get out there before us.
That's
right.
right.
We always win, okay?
Absolutely. All right, Eric. Well, we so appreciate your time.
Is it just because it's Las Vegas? Just because of Las Vegas, you guys went early, huh?
That is correct, yes. So Circa Resort and Casino had us out last year and this year, and they are wonderful to us. And so, yeah, we spread the love here in Vegas and get a ton of Jags fans to come in and support y'all at Allegiant Stadium on Sunday.
I know, Eric, you'll be here obviously tomorrow, but just a forewarning, because it is Halloween weekend, things are extra wild out here in Vegas right now, so just a heads up.
I bet you guys stay safe. It sounds like a pretty good gig, though.
It certainly can't be beat. We so appreciate your time, Eric. Have a safe trip and get that dub on Sunday.
All right, appreciate you.
All right, there he goes. He's like, wait, y'all are already there? Wait a minute. How did that happen? All right, we've got more to do on the other side, including Lawrence Lane, and we got to make our picks. You are listening to Helmets and Heels live from Circa Resort and Casino on 1010X on 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels, provided by Green Law Group. Offense puts people in seats. Points put teams in the playoffs. Who will be this week's Offensive Player of the Game on 1010XL? Nailed down by Universal Roof and Contracting.
San Jose Collision is hiring for an automotive detailer and porter. If you're detail-oriented, dependable, and love working with cars, apply in person at San Jose Collision in Mandarin. Valid driver's license required.
Crown Royal Friday
on Helmets and Heels.
Welcome to the bundle event. Entering now our undisputed tag team champions, the mid-size SUV and the mid-century modern. Together with a State Farm agent, this auto and home duo are a powerful force of savings, service, and customizable coverage. Now, let's get ready to bundle.
Call State Farm agent Randy Taylor in Jacksonville at 904-642-2400.
Availability and amount of discounts and savings vary by state.
You want to know more about your favorite football team.
That's right.
And John Osher delivers because O knows. Wednesdays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Served by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. Bono's Pit Barbecue has been serving up legendary barbecue on the First Coast for over 75 years. And this month only, Bono's has loaded barbecue tater tots. That smoked pulled pork on top of tater tots with melted cheddar cheese sauce. You won't find this anywhere else. And with 18 Bonos around town, there's always one nearby. You can see all the locations at bonosbarbecue.com. Remember, the loaded barbecue tater tots are served for a limited time only, so don't miss out. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents, so let I-9 Sports help. They've got winter and spring registration open right now for kids all over the First Coast to enjoy their favorite sports. Log on to i9sports.com and don't miss out on the upcoming seasons. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
What if you could pull up to $500,000 in cash out of your home and drop your mortgage rate to 4.99% APR? Hey, Prosper here, and right now at Loan Pronto, they've got the lowest rates in 3 years. With Loan Pronto's rapid equity loan, you can get your cash in as little as 3 days, pay off all those high-interest credit cards, and even skip your next 2 house payments. One client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. Paid off their debt, paid off 2 car loans, saved $2,100 a month. One call, life change. There's no wait, no hard credit pull. You probably won't need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Rates at a 3-year low. Act now. Call 914-999-1508 or visit loanpronto.com for your free instant home appraisal. See how much cash you can get today. Call 914-999-1508. See how much cash you can get today. You can also visit loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. On approved credit, visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, you look troubled. Is something bugging you?
This friendship isn't all upside for me, Jason. People keep asking me stuff about you.
They ask you about me?
Is it really cooler with Bueller, they ask. So I say, totally. And they say, how do you mean that? And I say, he fixes air conditioners, which literally makes somebody cool. But he also has cool sunglasses and cool people and a cool family.
And I try to make working at Bueller Air and Plumbing a really cool experience for our technicians and plumbers. We treat our people like gold, and they treat our homeowners the exact same way.
Great. Well, now there's another cool thing I've got to remember. This is a lot of responsibility, Jason.
Life can get hectic sometimes. If you don't take a moment to slow down and appreciate all the cool parts, you could miss it.
Do people ask you about me at all?
Weirdly, they do.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Welcome back to Helmets and Heels, live from Stadium Swim at Circa Resort and Casino. We're going to talk some football. Well, we always talk football, so we're going to continue talking football now with Lawrence Lane.
Now, Lawrence Lane, driven by Mazda at the Avenues. This is luxury. This is Mazda at the Avenues.
So things may seem a little messy in Gainesville with Billy Napier being fired, but for the longest time, people wondering what was going to happen there. In Tallahassee, people don't know if Mike Norvell is going to be fired. There's the whole buyout situation for he and his staff. But it doesn't get any crazier and spicier than down on the bayou.
I love it.
The athletic director, Scott Woodward, who we had said, wow, I'm surprised he's going to keep his job considering he hired Jimbo Fisher.
That's right.
and at Texas A&M, and then that buyout was over $70 million. And then he also hired Brian Kelly, and now that buyout's over $50 million. And how's he going to keep his job? Well, he's not. So he was let go this week. But the governor has gotten involved, and so that's where things get really spicy there in Louisiana. And so this is what the governor had to say about who's going to be picking the next head coach, which, by the way, it will be LSU interim athletic director Verge Osberry. But he said this, the governor did, Jeff Landry, hell, I'll let Donald Trump select the next head coach before I let Scott Woodward. And then he also brought into the fact that the taxpayers are paying some of that buyout, and so that's why he feels like he should be involved. But I don't know who's going to be the next head coach at LSU. All I know is if it's Lane Kiffin, he's walking into, I think, more of a mess than even in Gainesville because, yeah, Florida doesn't have a current permanent president, but neither does LSU, and you've got all this political stuff going on as well.
Well, it's the state university, and the governor has to get involved.
Florida's a state university.
You just wait. He's coming in.
He might.
He's coming in. He's going to swoop
He's
in.
tweeted about it, so he's
just
definitely.
Just get Eddie O back. He said he'd get his pickup truck and come right over.
I'll be there in a second.
The problem with that, I think, for some people is if they look at the situation, it's like, Eddie O won because he had generational talent at quarterback and receivers. Like,
he's a great coach.
I think he is a good coach. Obviously, he's more defensive coach. But either way, I had to bring that up on Lauren's Lane. Like I said, things just keep getting spicier down there in
Your
Louisiana.
guy's next if he's not careful. Strickland?
Yeah,
he's next.
Scott Strickland. He just
Get
got an
him on the
extension
block.
recently, so I don't
That's
think
all right.
so.
They'll buy him out, too.
But we shall see. But, yeah, college football this year. We've talked so much more about the carousel, I feel like, than we have the X's and O's. So, with that being said, time now for our picks this week. By the way, the standings for going into the last week in October, Taylor and I have, that's not true, Tom and Taylor have 9 points. I have 10 points. So it is a very, very close race down to this very last week in the month. Let's start with the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. Remember there was a while we're not supposed to call it that?
Yeah, it was so dumb.
I think we
still call it.
Yeah, I think we ignored that. And
That's what, when Derek, by the way, was talking about, like, the biggest drinking weekend
Yes.
here, I was like, go to Florida,
Yeah,
Georgia,
no kidding.
and Jacksonville today.
Absolutely. So Georgia, 7-point favorites against Florida. Obviously, this game being in Jacksonville at Everbank Stadium, so it's a neutral site game. If you've never been to the game, Tom, you've been?
I don't go to the game, but I go to RV City every year.
True,
Spend
which is
about a few days.
which is a glorious place. Going into the stadium, it is literally one of the coolest things, especially when both teams are good. But either way, you have the entire half of stadium red and black, the other entire half orange and blue.
Yeah.
And I've sat in the end zones before. I've sat in the temporary seating before. One time I got to sit in the terrace suite. That was
Nice.
unbelievable. Unfortunately, that was a few years ago when Florida got smoked. But either way,
Imagine stadium of the future Florida-Georgia games.
absolutely. But
They need more
it's such a fun
seats.
environment.
They're not going to have enough seats.
Right. That is-
62,000 ain't enough for Florida, Georgia.
Yeah, which obviously,
They
like
build,
we
they
said,
add,
they
right?
bring in
Yeah.
temporary seating. I don't know how that's going to
I
work with
remember
stadium
when,
in the future.
when I was playing for the Jags, and I remember them putting that temporary seat. They put like 20,000 extra seats. I'm like, we already pack it out at like 75. They're going to pack this out. They're like,
Oh, yeah.
this seat's going to be slamming. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, and those temporary bleachers,
Impressive.
they definitely move a little bit.
Temporary being the key word, right?
Exactly. All right, so let's get into the actual game. I'll kick things off just because I think both of you know which way I'm going. I never pick against my teams. It's a terrible flaw that I have. Even though I understand Florida's got a lot of defensive issues and injuries, look, no one knows. Kirby Smart has no idea what this offense is going to look like with interim head coach Billy Gonzalez and then new play caller Ryan O'Hara. There's a ton of talent on the offensive side, even without Vernell Brown III. So I don't think Florida wins by any means, but I just can't pick against Florida, so I'll take the Gators. Who you got, Taylor?
Yeah, I'm going to go Georgia.
Yeah, smart, actually.
Sorry, I agree in the fact of, and that's why, honestly, I thought about it for a second because I think that there's not a whole lot of game prep that they could do offensively coming into this game because you really don't know what O'Hara's going to do. And, if he leans on some of the things that you've seen working in certain times, we talk about a Dallas Wilson, you talk about Jaden Baugh, and DJ Lagway has a game where he doesn't turn the ball over. You hope, like Florida fans, I know, hope for that. But it's hard for me not to pick Georgia in this. I think Gunnar Stockton's getting better every week. Their defense, especially down the stretch in games late in the third, fourth quarter, they really figure things out. And so I could see a game where it is close for a while, and Georgia pulls away, and it's more like a 10-point game.
Yeah, I got Georgia, too. I just think they're going to beat them by 7. And, look, Florida's got a good defense, so they could, hold them for a little bit. It might be close early, but I think they'll pull away. I like I don't know a ton about Georgia, but watching Gunnar Stockton play, I like the way that kid plays the game. He can run, he can throw. He's been pretty tough, so I think Georgia's going to roll a little bit.
I can understand why both of you would select that. I really didn't even want to pick that game, but I was like, we have to. All right, so the other college game we're going to do, Vanderbilt at Texas. Texas is a 2.5-point favorite, but what's tricky right now is Arch Manning suffered a concussion in Texas's last win, and so they're not 100% sure if he's going to play. Either way, Texas is still a 2.5-point favorite. Tom, who you got?
I'm riding that Vandy train, man. I like that little, what would you
Diego
call
Pavia.
him? Yeah, I was going to say like enchilada or something, but that's okay. He's a great little quarterback. He can run, he can throw, he's tough. And Vandy's got it going on, man. They've got a lot of energy and a lot of momentum, and I think they're going to take care of that. Wouldn't that be wild? I mean, just Texas, beating Texas. I hope they do it.
Yeah, I think Vanderbilt wins the game. Okay, so we all have Vanderbilt there on the road, which, of course, someone then, of course, should have picked Texas, but that's fine. All right, let's switch it to the National Football League. Great job, RJ Saunders back at 1010XL headquarters. We have the Chiefs are 2-point favorites on the road at the Bills. Taylor.
Yeah, spoiler alert for everybody. I go every road team on my pick, so I'm taking the I'm taking the Chiefs. I just think the Bills for me have been a little underwhelming this year so far, and I kind of hate it because I'm so positive. Like, love Josh Allen, love a lot of the things that they've been able to do, and obviously Khalil Shakir, I was one of his biggest fans. But I just feel like the Chiefs are they kind of got a fire lit under them here in Jacksonville when they lost to the Jags, and since then they feel like they're playing really good football. They're getting their players back, which obviously Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy who was banged up off and on. He looks a lot better. Travis Kelce, that switch has flipped now back to their connection. You saw that this last week. So yeah, I'm going Chiefs.
Tom? He's smiling. I don't know what that means.
Well, I missed the memo. I had Colts Steelers, but that's okay. I picked the Chiefs on the confidence, or no, I picked the Bills on the confidence picks with Mike and Tony. So I'm going Buffalo.
Bills.
Buffalo at home. I think they're gonna have a big night, and they'll meet again. That's one of those games where you're like, whoever wins, it's not going to really matter because they will meet in the playoffs at some point.
Yeah, I think that is obviously the best game of the weekend. Yeah. And that's why initially when I did our picks, I somehow missed that game was on Sunday. So that's why I said Colts Steelers, which I think we all three would have taken the Colts, by the way. Sure. I'm also going to go Chiefs, even though just a few weeks ago I was like, I don't think they're going to make the postseason. Yeah, I've been completely rethought that, and I've been wrong about the Chiefs. All right, let's skip to the wild card, and then we'll come back to the Jags. So, Tom, who is your wild card?
So I'm going off of the head coach of Seattle as he travels to the East Coast again. He's, 14-4 or something like 14-2. Mike McDonald.
I know he's 9-0, or the Seahawks are 9-0 on the road. Yeah.
So I'm taking Seattle. They're a 2.5-point favorite this morning, and I'm taking them to beat Washington on the road.
All right, Taylor, who's your wild card?
Yeah, my wild card actually is the Colts on the road at Pittsburgh. I'm picking the Colts, obviously. They have them. It's a 3-point. They have the Colts right now as a 3-point favorite. I think it's more than that. I think they win by a touchdown or more. I think Steelers defense is also just kind of falling apart. Aaron Rodgers threw multiple picks last week. I could see something like that continuing, and I just think the Colts are on a roll right now and healthy.
All right, I'm going with another NFL game. I've got the Detroit Lions, 8.5-point favorites over the Vikings. You may think, well, that's kind of a large spread for those two teams. However, the Lions are coming off of a bye, and the Vikings are starting J.J. McCarthy, and I just don't know that he's necessarily NFL ready, especially to go against a team like the Lions. So with Lions at home, I've got them favored by 8.5 points. And now we will get it to the game here in Vegas on Sunday. Taylor Dahl, I feel like this is the hardest one for you to pick with the Jags taking on the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm going Jags for this one. I just think that realistically, the Jags are a better team than the Raiders, and I
thought that last year too.
I did not last year. I thought they were about the same last year. Honestly, they both were not good football teams. This year, I do feel like we don't know what the Jags are, but they are better than the Raiders. Is how I feel right now. But we've heard that story before. It's hard for me not to just say they'll win, by a field goal. Like, that's how I feel. It may be that type of game. I'm not sure they're going to dominate like we said the Colts did earlier in the season, but I think the Jaguars win by more than 2.5.
Yeah, and the Jags, by the way, favored 2.5 on the road, like to your point. Tom, you got Jags.
Jags 24-19, even with the devastating news about Travis Hunter being out of the lineup. I mean, look, it's more hope. Like, I really hope they win this game. I think it would do tremendous things for the team, for the momentum. Again, I don't want to even think about them losing because it would be bad. It would be bad to lose to this team. Again, any given Sunday, anything can happen in the NFL. I get that. But the Raiders are not a very good football team. They're just not. They've got good players, like I said, that can hurt you. But our team should win this game and be in control most of the game. But I still think it's a 5-point game. But they'll cover and win the ball game.
The Raiders have 2 wins. One of those was to start the season against the Patriots, which the Patriots are a pretty good football team. So that is a good win, which I feel like week 1 in the NFL, anything can happen. And then the only other win is over the Titans, which is a terrible football team. So I've got the Jags, too, like you said, despite the Travis Hunter going to IR news. I think Liam Cohen and the Brain Trust have some work to do, certainly, now to change up that game plan in the span of just a few days. But I think that he needs to get back to what I thought the very beginning of the season was he's an elite play caller. It's time now for him to show that. So, again, I've got the Jags.
He's got to show that.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm questioning that right
The
now.
first few weeks, that's what I was all my chips in since we're here in Vegas. I was all in on Liam Cohen as a play caller, and I've seen that regress a little bit. All right, so when we return, we're going to keep it on Jags Raiders and chat with Kirk Morrison, Raiders radio broadcaster. You are listening to Helmets and Heels live from Circuit Resort and Casino on 1010X on 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Bought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL. After a bye and a breather, the Jags get ready to rock the desert. It's blackjack, blitzes, and big plays as they roll the dice against the Raiders. Find out who's all in. It's a full house of football. Viva la Jaguars. Sunday at 4 on the home of the Jags, 1010XL.
Thank you very much. How do you know that your roof is ready for the next big storm? You don't. That's why you need to call me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We'll assess your roof and fix those issues before they become storm disasters. Visit BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roofing quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
It's a Crown Royal Friday. Live generously and life will treat you royally.
It's the end-of-year sales event going on now at Atlantic Infinity. This is Hayes Carlion. Get 0% interest on select new Infinity models and special lease offers on the stunning QX60. Luxury, performance, and style all in one drive. All new vehicles come with the Atlantic Infinity Promise. That's almost $2,500 in added value just for buying smarter. Visit AtlanticInfinity.com or go test drive at Atlantic Infinity off Atlantic near St. John's Bluff.
OAR 3 Decades Tour. Saturday, November 14th, 2026 at the St. Augustine Amphitheater. Featuring all of the band's career-defining hits and fan favorites. With special guests Gavin DeGraw and KT Dunstall. Sign up for pre-sale access now at liveoar.com. Don't miss OAR.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Looking for your new favorite hangout this football season? Try Voodoo Brewing Company in the heart of San Marco. Locally owned and community-focused, Voodoo Brewing serves up award-winning beers, scratch-made upscale pub fare, and laid-back vibes where everyone's welcome. For live music, trivia nights, and all the football action this season, make Voodoo Brewing Company Jacksonville your new favorite spot on San Marco Square.
Hey, 1010XL fans, it's game time, but don't get sidelined from the fun. The JTA Game Day Express is the smartest way to get to the bank on time. It's all sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. There are 5 convenient pickup locations across the River City, but remember, Game Day Express is cashless. All passes must be purchased through the MyJTA mobile app. Get your $10 pass today. For all of your game day needs, go to myjtafla.com.
How wide is home plate in baseball?
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The home plate in baseball is a generous 17 inches wide, although most major league pitchers would think otherwise.
Southern Oak Insurance. our family protecting yours.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Underwood has completed 75 years in business, and now you are starting your next 75 years. If you were going to simplify things, what is the single most important thing in Underwood's history, and what will be the most important thing in your future?
Frank, that's simple. Our honesty and integrity. You know, our founder, H.F. Underwood's favorite saying was, know the truth and tell the truth. That's why we're the longest-standing member of the American Gem Society in Florida. Because we know you have to have the knowledge about gemstones before you can tell the truth about them. That's why we continue to educate our staff through the Gemological Institute of America and the American Gem Society. In fact, today, Underwoods has the largest American Gem Society credentialed staff of professionals east of the Mississippi River. So come by and see why we're looking forward to the next 75 years and let one of our experts assist you.
That's at Underwoods, serving excellence since 1928. In San Marco, Avondale, the shops of Ponte Vedra, Underwood Jewelers.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
Just wanted to remind some people, if you are out here in Vegas, to come see us tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. at the Overhang Bar, Circa Resort and Casino. We'll be having our Helmets and Heels huddle up here. We're going to they'll have, make sure you go RSVP, because if you RSVP on the site, on our site or on Circa's site, 1010xl.com/Vegas, you do get a free drink while you're up there. They have specialty drinks. They have drink specials. We'll have some giveaways, things like that. So come hang out, get ready for the Jags game.
That's right.
Awesome.
Let's say hello to our next guest.
All right.
Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line.
Hello.
Your floor's missing piece.
All right, let's welcome in former Jag linebacker, former Raiders linebacker, total stud at the position, and with the radio broadcast team of the Las Vegas Raiders, Kirk Morrison joins us here at Helmets and Heels. Kirk, how you doing, my man? Thanks for the time.
No, I'm doing great. How you guys doing today?
We're doing great, man. We're out at the Circa and hanging out by the pool and having a great time doing a radio show. So much fun. No doubt about it. All right, listen, Kirk. Man. Not a good year for the Raiders so far. What do you expect out of them coming off the bye week? What kind of team are we going to see on Sunday when they take on the Jags?
I finally get to see a healthy football team. That's the one thing that this team, ever since week one, they were banged up. They beat the New England Patriots, and we're saying, wow, where could this team go from here? But Brock Bowers was injured in that game. When he was injured, the offense has not looked the same since that week one performance versus the Patriots. So if you ask me, hey, what are you excited about for this Raiders team come Sunday? It's their first game after the bye, after a little bit of a break. Maybe you have to get away from football for a little bit, kind of reassess where you are. But I think the bigger part is that I think this team really got healthy in some areas, got some guys and some available depth that they didn't have, during this little losing streak that we've got going on previously before beating the Tennessee Titans. But I'm excited for the guys who are healthy and ready to come back.
Kirk, chat a little bit about Geno Smith. We saw, which honestly, a very fun storyline when it comes to Geno Smith's comeback story and what he was able to do in Seattle. And this year, he's turned the ball over. We know there's some offensive line issues, but what has been your thoughts overall on Geno so far?
I think it's similar to what you're kind of alluding to there, is that we had a lot of high hope for Geno Smith. Here's a guy who played at a Pro Bowl level over the last couple of years over in Seattle, and you're saying, okay, we're going to get this caliber of quarterback now with the Raiders. Right now you can feel like you can sit at the table with the Justin Herberts and Patrick Mahomes and now Bo Nix in your own division, and it hasn't been that way so far. I think Geno Smith has struggled, but again, I think it alludes to what my first point was, is that he hasn't had a healthy Brock Bowers in the beginning, and here you go all offseason, training camp, mini camp, preseason games, working with Brock Bowers, and then he's not 100% after week one. So I feel like Geno Smith has been pressing a little bit. He's been trying to, I think, do a little bit too much. And I think this weekend is a game for him to just kind of let it fly. I think that we haven't seen the best version of Geno Smith, and you hope that after the bye week he can get it together, because I just feel like he can be much better than what we've seen in the beginning.
Well, on the plus side for the Raiders defense, they don't have to face, and offense, they don't have to face Travis Hunter as a wide receiver and or a corner. But as you've prepped for this game, Kirk, what are your thoughts on Trevor Lawrence and this offense?
Well, I think it's one thing. It's just Liam Cohen, and I've had a chance to know Liam for a long time, especially when he was his time with the Rams. As I covered the Rams the previous 9 years before taking the color analyst job for the Raiders. So I definitely kind of know what Liam's been about, especially when you watch him over the last couple of years, and even covering him at Kentucky. This offense has a lot of weapons to me that if Trevor Lawrence has the protection to just get the ball out, just get the ball in those guys' hands. You can do that, not only on the perimeter, but even in the running game. I think a lot of things have come together for this football team. And when it's going right, you saw what it looks like against the Kansas City Chiefs, right, on a Monday night. And then when it goes wrong, you see some of the losses that you say, man, that's not the Jags team I envisioned. But I think overall, I like the direction that this team is going, and you've just seen the good and the bad this year. You just don't hope it's a good day when the Jaguars come play you.
Kirk Morrison here with us on Helmets and Heels. Kirk, talk about Max Crosby, man. I know he's a total beast, but you get to see him week in and week out. What makes him so great? I know he's relentless. I know he's totally, obviously, very athletic and whatnot, but what makes Max Crosby so good at this game?
It's always good when your hardest worker is your best player, because he sets a tone, he sets a standard, and that guys have to live up to. And so I get excited knowing that he's on our side, right? Number 98, the Condor, he's playing on our side. And I think challenging him this year, as good as he's been so far in his early part of his career, challenging him to be a better player. And you say, what? He's all pro, he's done all this. And yeah, but we want to see you take the ball away. Now he's doing that, right? He's taking the ball away, interceptions, forcing fumbles, creating turnovers and havoc in the critical moments of a football game. He just has a motor that just won't stop. And so I think this year what I've seen from him is just an understanding of the game, of what the offense is trying to do to him in particular. Whether they're double teaming, whether they're chipping, he's been able to move along that defensive front and not just play defensive end. He's been able to go in as a 3 technique. He's been able to play like a little bit of a nose guard. He's been doing a little bit of everything, and that's really where I think his game has gone now in this season, because everyone knows you got to stop 98, but when you can't find him a lot of times, that's where he's really been getting some work done.
Yeah, it's funny. One of my Max Crosby terrifies me, but I love him as a football player. One of my favorite clips was when it was Gardner Minshew going against him, and he was like, he kept calling me little ass boy. It was so fun. It was so funny. When you talk about from the Raiders' perspective, what do you think their mindset is on Sunday? What do you think they can, the winnable part, the beatable part of the Jaguars? What's that mindset on the Raiders' perspective?
Well, I just think at 2-5, a lot of people around here just say, here we same old Raiders, right? Let's start thinking about the 2026 draft, and you've got a trade deadline that's looming next Tuesday. So, you're thinking, hey, which one of our players is going to be traded or anything like that. You never feel like you're a team that can be a buyer rather than a seller. So I think just the overall mentality is we haven't been whole as a team since week 1. And now you get some guys back from injury. You've had a little bit of a reset. And at 2-5, you're very much still in the race to get to the playoffs. You're not mathematically out. There's still a ton of games left. It's crazy to say. You still have 10 games left. And we're 7 games in. And people are like, oh, my God, the sky's falling. No. I'm watching the Baltimore Ravens team that was 2-5, and all of a sudden they won a couple games. Well, they were 1-5. They won a couple games in a row, and people are already making reservations for, Santa Clara, Levi's Field, because they're going to the Super Bowl. Like, that's how quickly things can change, and that's what I'm hoping for the Raiders. I think you get a victory this week, and you feel really good about kind of the trajectory of where the season can go. But I just know they haven't played their best football, and that's what I'm kind of waiting to see.
Yeah, it's interesting. Both teams were embarrassed their last time out. Both teams had the bye week, and both teams feel like if they play good football, everything's in front of them. The difference just, of course, being the records to this point. But certainly for the Jaguars, they feel like they were playing really good football earlier in the season. The Raiders probably feel like, you know what, let's put our best football in front of us. But, Kirk, we so appreciate it. How do you think it goes on Sunday?
Well, I think, honestly, both teams are kind of, I was saying it all week so far, is this is like the Spider-Man meme game, right? Like, both teams, like, really, like, they really compare to each other. They're almost a carbon copy right? Both teams have had ups and downs. They've played great times, and then they've had some embarrassing moments, and just trying to find and get a victory. So it's very rare that both teams are coming off of a bye, too, right? And they meet up in Las Vegas. But I like that, matching wits. And so, to me, I think the Raiders pull it off. They've been great at home, right? They play well at home, and I think that maybe has something to do with it about their performance. On the road is another story. We've had 3 blowouts against the Colts in that same division as the Jaguars. Obviously, we had one against Washington and then Kansas City. I mean, we couldn't even score a point. So, yeah, we're dying for one right here, and I think the dire needs bring us to a victory. I got the Raiders winning by a field goal on Sunday.
All right,
Wow.
sounds good.
All right, Kirk.
Well, sounds good for you.
Yeah, good for you. Hey, real quick, as we let you go, curious, who has the bigger day production-wise, Ashton Genty or Travis Etienne Jr.? Who do you think?
Ooh, I think that it has to be Ashton Genty. I think you draft him number 6 overall, and if there's anything that the fan base, I think people around here want to see more of, is that, look, the Raiders haven't had the greatest start to a season, and we can say Geno, we can say the offensive line, we can say the wide receivers, but if you draft a running back at 6 overall, let him be the bell cow. Let him be the guy. So I fully anticipate force-feeding Ashton Genty, and he may get a lot of touches on Sunday. I think he has the bigger game, and he plays well at home, again, like I mentioned, so looking forward to what that looks like.
All right, beautiful. Kirk, thanks so much, man. Really appreciate the time.
All right, you got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Very good.
Yeah, like I said, sounds good. I guess what I meant is like interesting.
Yeah.
It sounds like that's obviously their plan. Yeah.
Don't you think they can beat? I mean,
of course
I
they
think
do.
any
feel like
team
they can
right
beat
now
us. I'm
thinks
sure
they
they
can.
do.
If you only watch the Jaguars play the Rams, right? And that's the most recent game. Obviously, they're going to watch more film than that. But if they only watch that game, then they 100% believe they can win, despite them looking even worse. Like you said, didn't put up a single point against the Chiefs. All right, we've got one segment to go here live from Circa Resort and Casino at the Stadium Swim. The Golden Knights coming up playing a game at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific time. We'll have today's Terminix Pest of the Day for you on the other side. It's 10 to Nix on 2.5 FM.
Helmets and heels.
Backed by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Frank Frangie for Lee & Kate's Glass, still family owned and in business for 100 years. When they say you're going to see a big difference, that's for everything. Custom showers and spas, tabletops, mirrors, even replacing foggy windows, all at a more affordable price. And with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed, Lee & Kate's Glass is your best choice. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Crown Royal Friday
on Helmets and Heels.
Pickett here. You know me. I'm a protect the skin kind of guy. That said, it's getting a little cooler and the long sleeves are making their way out. This is absolutely the best time of year to go see my guys, the docs at Beaches Dermatology. Don't wait any longer. It's time. Protect that skin, folks. You know what else it's almost time for? The holidays, coming sooner than we think. Skincare products make great presents for the wife or girlfriend. Knock out a consult and buy your wife a present. Boom! Give them a call today. Online at beachesdermatology.com.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
Get this thing unwrapped here. Duval!
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course,
oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentist and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Football season is all about hanging at home and watching the big ball games. Well, if your AC and heating unit is letting you down and keeping those electric bills sky high, think about getting a new energy-efficient AC unit from Florida Home AC. They've got great deals on replacements plus rebates and incentives to make it more affordable. Call Florida Home AC at 777-4300 and get their expert staff to take a look. Football season is all about fun and playing for the win. Make sure you have the winning team on your side with Florida Home AC.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your National Builder of the Year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Live at Circa Resort and Casino. Truth be told, the music here at Stadium Swim is so loud that I don't even know if RJ's playing music because we can hear certainly absolutely the house music here. But obviously, as we always say, it's been a tremendous amount of fun, and we so appreciate our friends at Circa Resort and Casino for all of the hospitality. And if ever you want to come to a Jags game in Vegas or come to Vegas in general, definitely stay here at Circa. Time now for today's Terminix Pest of the Day is always brought to you by our friends at Terminix. You can find them online at Terminix.com. That's Terminix. They take care of the pest control at Everbank Stadium, ViStar Ballpark, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, all of your favorite event venues around town, as well as the pest issues. And of course, we have none at our house because Terminix is always there for us. All right, this is an easy one. The Ravens had to be fined $100,000 for the injury report issue that they had last week ahead of the Bears game. They listed Lamar Jackson as a full participant at practice. Then after the fact, they changed it because he ran scout team only as a scout team quarterback. But you can't do that. If a player isn't taking their normal reps because of an injury, then you have to list them as limited, and so $100,000. And I don't know if the Ravens were trying to trick the Bears or whatnot with that injury designation, but either way, you can't do it, and so they're today's Pest of the Day.
I think Lamar was fine. Lamar could have played, but then they found out that none of the Bears' top 4 corners were playing, and they were like, well, we're not going to risk it. We can put Snoop Conner out there, and we can win a game and then get Lamar 100% healthy that following week, which we saw last night he is. And so he'll be fine. So I think it was more so they did it the wrong way, but $100,000 to them, who they probably don't really care that much. And they were like, well, we got Lamar. We got a dub, and we got Lamar 100% healthy for that next game, and now they're on the rise. So
cost of doing business, $100G to get a victory.
Yeah, I feel like I don't really think they were trying to trick anyone, but I feel like there was someone in the Ravens organization, that maybe a PR person that just wasn't quite fully aware. Like, well, he practiced in full, so
everybody. It's got to be every team, because I know the Jags are so hypersensitive about the injuries. Like, they don't want to tell you anything, which you kind of get, and at the same time, you're like, well, you got to say something. Like, what is going on? But it's amazing that you can, get fined for that. I mean, I get it. You know.
In the words of, I think it's Justin Timberlake, say something, I'm giving up on you, Greg. All right, let's say hello to the Frangie Show.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hey, Carline joins us. Hey, so excited for you to make your way out here to Vegas, but certainly a little damper on the game on Sunday with that Travis Hunter injury news.
Able to have a safe trip back. So, but yeah, that was certainly tough news about Travis Hunter, and we'll just see how the Jaguars respond. But certainly a setback, no doubt about it.
Yeah, certainly. When it comes to Liam Cohen, interesting to me that they were going to have the game plan with more Travis Hunter obviously featured on offense, and now they only have a few days to kind of rearrange all of that and shuffle all that. I feel like we'll get a good look into his elite play calling or not on Sunday.
Yeah, he made it pretty clear that they're now scrambling, in terms of the game plan. So it will be interesting to see what they come up with. We'll certainly talk about it on the Frangie Show. I have a suggestion for them.
Okay.
But yeah, we've got a lot of great stuff coming up. Pete Prisco will join us. We'll certainly get Pete's thoughts about everything Jaguars related and some thoughts about the NFL at large. So that'll be at 5:15, and we'll do our Ricketts picks after that. So that'll be good. We'll see if I can get off the mat in regards to our picks. And and so it should be a fun Frangie Show. I had a chance to catch up with Greg Newsome in the locker room, so we'll have that interview as well. So it should be a fun Frangie Show, and hope you guys have a smooth trip back home.
Thank you so much. Hope you have a smooth trip here. And yeah, Greg Newsome, more on his plate, I would imagine, on Sunday. Thanks so much, Hayes.
All right, thank you.
All right, there he goes. He will be headed here and spending the weekend here in Vegas, and it will be a whole lot of fun. So we have to go get you a costume, Taylor.
We do,
Doll.
yes.
That's our marching
Extra
orders
pieces.
right now. I brought one. Tom brought sort of a costume.
I can figure it out. I'll just go as a meathead. It'll be easy.
That is one costume option. But yeah, as always, we really appreciate Derek Stevens and Aaron Oster and everybody here as well, our engineer Mateo, for taking care of us while we're here at Circa Resort and Casino. We've tried to get some country music a couple times, and we have failed miserably. So we're going to hopefully have a lot of fun on Fremont Street tonight. Maybe find some country music, maybe not. We shall see. But that'll do it for us today. For Tom McManus, for RJ Saunders, for Taylor Dahl, I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you on Monday, but don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show is next.
Lying when you ought to be truthing, and you